This was a really exciting project. We were called by this homeowner who had some serious drainage issues. He's in a marshy area, so there's water coming pretty much from every side of the house. Hi, I'm Leslie. I'm one of the designers and salespeople at EarthWorks. The way I like to approach drainage projects is it just seems like a very industrial kind of utilitarian install, but I call it form and function. So what we want is to get the homeowner something that is functional, that solves the problem, but let's give it some form or an aesthetic. And I feel like we did a really amazing job to solve the problem and capture an aesthetic. So in this area right here, this is a really low spot from his property and the neighbor's property, and water was really just like a little pond over here during heavy rains, especially during hurricanes. So our solution was to kind of enhance the swale that was here, and we're creating what's called a dry riverbed. So we're giving the water a place to go to and a place for it to kind of naturally kind of disperse and percolate on its own. There is weed mat under here, but it's a type of mat that'll kind of let that water seep through. The plant choices are all water-loving plants that don't mind having their feet wet. So they act like little sponges, so that helps mitigate water as well. And then just to kind of give it that cool aesthetic with the dry riverbed, brought in some boulders. So it just adds this textural and just another element, some more texture into the landscape to create some interest and kind of create a boundary so it looks more natural and organic. So that's the form and the function. We've solved the problem and made it look pretty at the same time. In this area here, just added some 20 by 20 concrete steppers, and that way they can roll their garbage cans from the back and have access through the rocks. When you get big rocks like this into a drainage project, these rocks are difficult to walk on. They're big and you'll kind of roll, but we got the steppers in here for stability. Gives them access to front and back without breaking an ankle. As I mentioned, this client had some major drainage issues. He's in a very low-lying area. The biggest problem was in the back, so let's go check out what we did back there to solve that problem. We are here in the backyard where the bulk of the drainage issues presented itself. Customer did have a sump pump, but the water was being directed to a higher corner at the back of the property. So all it was doing was creating another issue. The water was just kind of running back into the yard. We are using their sump pump, but we redirected the flow of water all the way around to the front of the house to the street, and we created a swale up there, which I'll get around to and explain that. But in this area, we brought in some fill dirt, got the grade corrected, lifted a little bit, resodded. Along the back of the house here, we put in 6-inch easy flow pipes, so that's going to grab a lot of that groundwater, a lot of that water that was kind of running toward the house. So that's going to grab that, and that 6-inch pipe is going to be able to handle the volume of water that was coming toward the house. When we grabbed all the volume of water coming from this side, sump pump is over there. We take 2-inch pipe and then we just run that all the way around to the front. So that's going to pump out a lot of that water that was just really had nowhere to go back here. It was evident that the water just kept coming toward the house from all directions because over time that sand had just kind of built up all the way to the siding, and then that's going to damage the siding on your house. So we scooped all of that out, got all of that sand away from the foundation, and we've installed weed mat and river rock all the way around the perimeter of the house. So this is also going to help with drainage as well. And then that easy flow pipe is underground, and then we resodded. So now we're here in the front yard. Talked about the sump pump that was in the back. We ran 2-inch pipe all the way across the back of the house, and we've come all the way to the front yard. We have to get that water, give the water a place to go. So this was the solution. It's kind of a combination of the dry riverbed and a swale, and again, giving that water a place to land. So as you come over into this expanded bed line, again, we've used the really large river rock. And because of the rock, it's really not perceptible because what's happening is kind of under the rocks where the water is able to go. So we're kind of shooting that water over here. And then under the rocks, there's 2 very gentle swales. Not even perceptible, but underground, as that water kind of comes into this bed, it helps distribute that water. It gives it a place to flow, disperses it, so it's got kind of a wide bed to land in, kind of like a delta maybe. And then that water just gently kind of flows into this space without actually even flooding the street. And then we used a lot of the homeowners' plants that were already here, which we love. We added some more things that look really great with the boulders. I really love the way this looks. Even if you didn't have a drainage issue, and this is kind of the remedy for that. I just still love the look of this landscape. So a lot of these mangave, we've got some cord grasses, some yucca, these things, the big agave over there. So these things are just going to do really well out here. Once they get going, it's going to be a really spectacular landscape. We're very pleased with the problem that we solved and the curb appeal and the aesthetic that we achieved to solve that problem. And that's the end game for me. So form and function. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you watching our YouTube videos. They're fun to watch, they're fun to make, they're inspirational, and this is why we do this, so you can see the quality of our work and give you inspiration and ideas. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch our videos, like, share. We also have a Facebook page and Instagram. Come see us at Beach Boulevard, 12501 Beach Boulevard. Beautiful garden center there. Come take a walk. We are here for all of your needs. We are one-stop shopping.